I told
Chiori.
you I could do it using the leftover funds from the original deposit. Don't tell me you're afraid that I cheaped out on the dress.
No, not at all. I have only the fullest faith in your work, Miss Chiori. I'm just in shock, that's all. It's always been my dream to wear a Chiori boutique dress for my wedding. I really thought the chance had passed me by.
Wait, isn't that Chiori? She's actually at her shop today? Oh, you've got a point there. Well, once she's done with her customer, we can go and ask her.
I'm a woman of my word. If I say I can do something, then it'll be done. The first rule of business is to always keep your promises. Now, remember to not fold the gown, or store it under direct sunlight. I'd recommend only taking it out on the day of the wedding. But from the look on your face, I can tell that may be a little difficult for you.
Oh, I'll try my best. Once he sees me in this, his jaw is gonna drop straight to the floor.
Chiori, you're actually at your shop today!
Is that really so shocking? It is mine, after all. Anything you're looking for today? A custom design, or perhaps some ready-to-wear outfits for kids?
Hey, Paimon's not a kid!
Chiori trailer. bro, trailer தான்.
Oh,
Trailer ship.
that. Well, if
Portable
news of the
weapon.
event has reached your ears, I suppose
Dendro
the
Claymore
Girl
இருக்கா?
Association's
இருக்கு
advertising
காஜுட்டா.
efforts have paid off.
Are there
Dendro
any
Claymore
fun and
இருக்கே.
popular
இவன்
activities that we can take part
காவே.
Ugh, Fashion Week isn't what I'd call fun. But it certainly always attracts a crowd. It's a fashion extravaganza that only takes place once a year, after all.
Will you be showing off some of your designs too?
Of course. All designers at the Court of Fontaine use the week to advertise their brand. If you're lucky, you could even land a large amount of orders as soon as the main show ends. Come to think of it, it was also at a previous fashion week that our label first took off.
Aren't you pretty much an established name now?
Hydroid Claymore
You
இல்ல.
wear your clothes even if you don't participate this year, right?
Yeah, that's not quite how it works.
Be right back.
While
Okay.
many people buy clothes for fit and style, the fashion industry also strongly values a label's artistic vision and creative direction. Why would anyone patronize a label that hasn't even bothered to put out any new designs for the year? In the end, fashion is just a representation of the spirit of the times. People support your brand because they support the vision it represents.
Huh. Okay, so maybe fashion's more complicated than Paimon thought. All that complicated stuff aside, you're saying we'll be able to see new Chiori designs at the
அதுட்டா
show?
அம்சி ப்ரோலாம்
Absolutely.
உனக்கு
The
தெரியாது.
designs have already been
பாத்துக்க.
finalized. I'm just waiting for the
We are
fabrics to
54.
arrive.
Ooh, are you
அதுட்டா
using
56
materials you can't get in
55
Fontaine?
பாத்துக்கோ.
Well, I still have a certain partiality to Inazuma-made fabrics. The textures are pleasant to the touch, and their familiarity gives me a sense of security.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's that feeling of home.
Ugh, something like that. Yes.
We're a long way from Inazuma, though. Aren't you concerned
அதான்
that your shipment
சொல்லிட்டேன்ல.
might get lost or
Yeah,
stolen along
56
the way?
No need to worry.
பார்த்தா
I've already taken
கேரக்டர்
steps to ensure that it will
வரல
arrive
ப்ரோ டாய்
safely.
ஃபீல் வந்து.
I've entrusted the job to Komani Express's most
அதுதான்
reliable
வந்துட்டு 5
courier.
ஸ்டார்னு நான் கொஞ்சம் ஷாக் ஆனேன். இவர ட்ரிப் மார்க்கெட்டிங் பண்ணும்போது நான் 4 ஸ்டார் தான் நான்
Coming through! Coming through!
நினைச்சிட்டே இருந்தேன்.
Chiori,
இந்த முறை 5 ஸ்டார் இல்ல போல.
your shipment's here.
4 ஸ்டார் தான் போல.
I know it's quite late, so I'm really,
ஓ
really sorry.
கிவாவா.
Deep breaths, Kirara, then start again.
Oh, so Kirara's
Yeah,
the
55
courier you were
net.
talking about.
பாருங்க ரெண்டு பேரும் வந்துட்டு பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு படி
hey,
மேல
Traveler
போயிருக்கீங்க
and
நேத்து
Paimon.
மட்டும்.
Fancy seeing you here in Fontaine. It's been a while. Maybe
என்ன
next time.
சியோரி 5 ஸ்டாரா?
Considering how late
அதுதான்
this
அதுதான்.
delivery is,
அதே சாக்கு தான்
I'm
எனக்கும்
not sure this is the time to play cards. Plus, I I know this shipment is
Chihuahua
really
inga enna
important to
பண்ணுது?
Chiori, so
அவ
I
டிவாட்
should
ஃபுல்லா வந்துட்டு பாத்தா
probably
கொரியர்
make
சர்வீஸ்
sure
பண்ணுவா
everything's
bro.
in order.
சோ எங்க
Wait a
பார்த்தாலும் அந்த
second.
மாதிரி ஷாக் ஆகுது.
This is the second time that you've
No,
seen
yeah,
me flub a
100.
delivery
Oh.
job now, isn't it? Oh, you somehow always happen to catch me off my game, huh?
So, what was the holdup? Sailing delays, bad weather?
Huh? No, nothing like that. I just ran into a bit of trouble, that's all.
Bandits, then? Or treasure hoarders? A few run-ins on the road aren't usually enough to give you any trouble.
Well, I didn't run into anyone
The
exactly.
deep breath you
I
dialogue,
just got
bro.
a little lost.
என்னது இது இருக்கிற ஸ்டிக்கர் எல்லாத்தையும் போட்டுருக்கு.
Keeping you honest as always, I see.
வாலாட்டி. Chihuahua.
All right. I was stopped by a group of bandits as soon as I entered Fontaine. They were a little different from the ones I usually
Sorry
run
for
into.
above comment.
I could hear
எதுக்கு
them
sorry
mumbling
னா?
about Comunia Express. It was obvious they were
spam பண்ணாம
looking for
வந்துச்சு.
someone with two tails.
So it was
எந்த
a
எலிமெண்ட்ல
targeted
கேட் கேர்ள் இல்ல.
hit?
கேட் கேர்ள் இருக்கதே கம்மி எலிமெண்ட் தான் bro. க்ரையோ, டென்ட்ரோ,
I got the sense that they were actually
Cryo,
targeting
Dendro.
Chiori's goods.
My fabric shipment?
Yeah, they said that I
Anamo.
could go as long as I left the goods with
மூணு
them.
தான் இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
Otherwise, they'd stuff me
fun.
into my delivery box and toss me into the sea to drown.
இப்பதான் bro நான்
Oh, are you
கிவாவா
okay,
கிட்ட ரெண்டு வால் இருக்கதை பாக்குறேன். Oh,
I'm good. I'm still a yokai after all. I turned them over to the guards. It just took me a while to round them all up.
Well, it's
ஆனா
not
கிவாவாக்கு
completely
தான்
out of
வந்துட்டு
the
பாத்தீங்கன்னா
ordinary for
டென்ட்ரோலே
one of
வந்து
your
பாத்தீங்கன்னா
deliveries to get
டிபிஎஸ் ஸ்கேலிங்
intercepted.
அதிகம்.
But it still
First
doesn't
க்கு.
make sense how you
அதாவது
knew it was my goods they were after.
மத்தவங்கலாம் பண்றாங்களே
You've
இந்த
got
சிங்கிள்
other
டாஸ்க் பெரிய
deliveries to
டேமேஜ்
make in
அந்த
Fontaine,
மாதிரி வந்து
don't you?
கிவாவா தான் வந்து பண்ணணும்.
Is there something else that you're keeping from me?
யோகாயா எஸ் யோகாய்.
Well,
Perhaps I need to reconsider how many stars to give you in my review.
you always know how to get me, Chiori. Alright, I'll talk.
வால் வச்சு கண்டுபிடிச்சாருன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
I kinda wanted to know why anyone would order a hit on me, so I spent a bit of time investigating. One of the bandits had a loose tongue, which saved me some time. He said that a certain person had commissioned them
Electro
to
catching
intercept
கச்சிங்
Chiori
வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா
Boutique's
இது கிடையாது
delivery.
ப்ரோ. கேட் கேர்ள்
And who
கிடையாது.
might this
அவளோட
person be?
ஹேரை வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த மாதிரி டிசைன் பண்ணிருக்கா.
Chiori,
So no.
why don't we
க்ரையோ
just
டயோனா
let
டயோனா
this one
ஓகே.
go?
டென்ட்ரோ
I
கிவாவா
mean,
ஓகே.
I didn't really get injured.
பைரோ
and you've still
தியாவும்
got
வந்து
fashion week
பாத்தீங்கன்னா
to
அது ஒரு
worry about.
I appreciate your
காஸ்மெட்டிக்
kindness,
ஐட்டம் தான்.
Kirara. But if I don't teach this person a
Decoration
lesson,
தான்.
I doubt they'll stop here.
உண்மையான எஸ் கிடையாது.
Anyone that dares to mess with one of my
அனுமோ
friends
வந்துட்டு
deserves
பாத்தீங்கன்னா
a
இவ
stern talking to and then some.
கியூட் லினேட்.
Alright. The guy said that the commissioner was someone by the name of Uter.
Uter. No, that name rings a bell. What did you say, Kirara?
Well, that's
Chiori,
exactly why I
yeah.
didn't want to bring it up to
சேர்த்துக்கிட்டாங்க
you.
ப்ரோ. இங்க கிராரா
So you both know
ஃபன்
this
பாருங்க.
Uter
ஓகே
guy?
ஓகே.
Through Chiori's complaints about him, sure. He's a fellow fashion designer who's made it his goal in life to make hers as miserable as possible.
So he's like a business rival.
A rival is what you call someone who fights you fair and square. Uter, however, just has it out for me as a designer. He's publicly disparaged my design choices, my use of materials.
ஹைட்ரோ ஜியோ
He's practically tried every trick in the
Electro,
book to ruin my good name.
பைரோ இது மூணுத்துலயும்
I've
இல்ல.
already warned him before to compete with me fair and square, but I guess he prefers playing dirty. Well, I'm more than happy to oblige.
Wait, Chiori, where are you going?
To teach someone a lesson. You must be tired after your long journey. Why don't you rest in my shop for a little while before heading back?
Chiori! Wait!
And she's gone.
மொரட்டு பொம்பளையா இருக்கும் போலங்க.
No. What should we do?
You seem concerned. Should we be worried about Chiori?
Well, she's always been the type of person to face things head on. But with her fiery temper, I'm just worried whatever she's about to do will feel negative publicity about her right before the start of Fashion Week. Traveler, Paimon, could you go after her and check out the situation for me? As a formal employee of Comunia Express, it wouldn't be appropriate for me to get involved.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll take good care of Chiori.
Well, to be honest, I'm more worried about that Uter guy's safety.
சியோரியை மேரி பண்றவன் கொடுத்து வச்சிருந்தேன் ப்ரோ. ஏன் ப்ரோ அது அடிக்க கிளம்பிடுச்சு டக்குன்னு அவனை. கேஷியோன்னு வச்சுக்கோ கசுட்டா.
Any chance you're on the clock, officer?
Nothing good
Oh,
ever
show
comes
us.
out of you addressing me like that. Oh, and I see the Traveler and Paimon are here too.
முரட்டு பொம்பளையா இருக்கும்போது.
Chevras, we meet again.
Well, things have been fine on my end. We were able to bring in a large number of recruits thanks to that film we made. I
Oh.
suppose the trade-off is that I'm now constantly getting stopped for autographs while out on patrol. Not ideal, if you ask me.
Well, you were one of the leading roles after all.
So, did something happen?
தெரியும் இந்த
Indeed it did. I'll need you to come with me.
I only ever hear that phrase from you. Usually I'm the one asking people to do that.
Well, are you coming?
Not before I know what you're planning.
Have I ever made a bad call?
ஓய் உள்ள புந்து
The
அடிக்குது.
better question is,
அதுதான்
have you
plan.
ever made one that didn't violate proper procedure?
Okay. A man hired a group of bandits to mug my friend. I'm about to go teach him a lesson.
Are you sure this is something you should be telling the captain of the special patrol? It's getting hard to tell whether you're here to report a case or turn yourself in for one.
Neither. I'm requesting personal supervision from said captain, so I don't do anything too out of line.
டிராவலருக்கு ஒன்றும் புரியல.
Are you planning to?
Not if I can help it.
All right. Where is this person?
Follow me.
ஆட் வந்துருச்சா? சேட் கசுட்டா.
This should be the place. You all wait here. I'll go have a chat with him.
You know, Chevras, Paimon gets the sense that you two are actually pretty close.
It's just as Chiori said. We got to know each other pretty well in our lines of work.
என்ன ப்ரோ ஆட்லாம்
You
வருது?
could call it
ஆமாம் ப்ரோ.
a you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours sort of situation.
Does Chiori often need your help?
மானிட்டைஸ் ஆயிருக்குல.
I'd say it's mutual. The Special Patrol needs her help quite often as well. We've got tough problems of our own. Getting people to talk, for example. The uniform, the musket, they're intimidating. Most people clam up the minute they see us. Lips sealed so tight, getting them to talk almost feels like trying to break into the fortress of Meripede. But put them in a clothing boutique, and they suddenly start gushing faster than the waters at the Fountain of Lucine.
Oh, is it because they're trying to show off or something?
எனக்கு மட்டும் மாத்தி. அது தெரியல ப்ரோ.
Yep,
ஒரு
People
நேரத்துல
are
வரும்,
vain
ஒரு நேரத்துல
creatures.
வராது.
they can't help but want to talk up new developments in their lives or show off how much they know about other people. And nothing brings out that sort of vanity quite like fashion. As a result, Chiori often picks up on all kinds of information in her shop. Most of her customers are members of the upper class, which means they're pretty much up to the gills in wealth and intel.
You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Huh, Paimon gets it now.
பையன் ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள்
Exactly.
பாத்தீங்களா?
I'm also here to ensure Chiori's safety. Those who make trouble for her also tend to be rich and powerful. And in some very rare cases, I'm forced to protect other people from Chiori herself. So, who got on her case this time? It's been a while since I last saw her that angry.
Oh, so this is what happened.
அகேன் டார்க். என்ன உள்ள போய் ரொம்ப நேரம் ஆகுது இன்னும் ஆளை காணோம். பல்லுகள்லாம் உடைச்சிருச்சா?
Huh? Uter, you say?
You've heard of him?
Yep. He's made trouble for Chiori several times already. He's fond of pretty much every dirty trick in the book. I heard that even the Maison Gardiennage issued him a warning due to his behavior. So he's back at it, huh? His funeral, I guess.
Whoa, what's this about a funeral all of a sudden?
I just meant that Uter's done for. Now bring it in, you two. Get right up close.
Sure, but why?
Because this is probably going to turn into one of those very rare cases I just talked about.
What are you doing? Stay away from me!
Has anyone ever taught you the definition of stupidity? Stupidity is doing the same meaningless thing over and over again. It appears you've forgotten what I told you before. So, allow me to refresh your memory. Lay off the dirty tricks. Oh, and if you dare lay your hands on my friend again, you can expect a far less pleasant landing next time.
Chiori?
Lovers Chiori.
Officer, an assault's in progress! Please, officer, you've got to do something!
Of course. I'll do my utmost to investigate the situation. Unfortunately, I was chatting with this traveler and seemed to have missed what happened. Not to worry, though. If you'd allow me to search the scene, I'm sure I'll be able to collect some useful evidence. You don't mind, do you? There's nothing in there that would implicate you in any illegal activity, I would hope.
Forget it. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Ms. Chiori, I must also ask you to refrain from engaging in such disorderly conduct in the future, especially out in the open like this.
Apologies, officer. I guess you could say I'm just used to tossing out any
No,
trash I
actually,
come across on the street.
You...
Is there anything else either of you have to say for yourselves?
That's all from me. I sincerely hope that today's events will never
Okay.
happen again.
We'll see
That's
about
the job.
that.
Jump. என்ன பேர் இது?
Whoa, that scared the heck out of Paimon! How did he just go flying out like that?
Such a graceful art.
You're too kind.
Now's not the time to be accepting compliments. What happened to not doing anything too out of line?
Oh, not if I could help it, is what I said. And I think I kept to that. I started with a verbal warning, but he displayed neither shame nor remorse. If anything, he kept running his mouth with insults and threats.
Insults and threats so bad that he deserved to be tossed out like a
Hello,
sack of
story
trash?
start
Believe it or not,
ஆமா நிலோ
they were
இப்பதான்
that
ஸ்டார்ட்
bad.
ஆச்சு. Welcome
He
to the
deserved
stream.
to get knocked down a peg. It's the only way to get him to stop.
You could have reported him to the guards.
Oh,
Chavras
I
கழுத்துல
will.
headband.
But it'll take some time
Headphone.
for them to gather evidence. And he denied that he ever had anything to do with those bandits. I don't want anything else to happen during Fontaine Fashion Week. On top of that, if Kirara is going to continue delivering goods
என்ன
for me,
சியோரியோட
the least I can
action
do is
மட்டும் நீ miss
guarantee her
பண்ணிட்ட.
safety.
என்ன அடி. தர்மடி வாங்கிட்டு போனாரு ஒருத்தர் இப்பதான்.
That reminds me, there is another favor I'd like to ask of you today.
What a shame. I believe you've already used up
What
your
பொம்பளையா
favor
இருக்கு.
quota for the day.
Have I? Well, it's a good thing I was planning on taking
Bro,
in
அப்ப இதுல
advance on
போன் இல்லாம
tomorrow's
இருக்கா?
quota
யாருக்கு
then.
தெரியும்?
Don't you think you're
பாக்க
maxed
headphone
out
மாதிரி
on
இருக்கு. அதான்
advances
headphone
already?
I always pay you back in information, don't I?
Balance போற.
It's
அதேதான்.
just like you said. You scratch my
அதுவும்
back,
ஷவரஸ் கிட்ட
and I
சொல்லிட்டே
scratch
வந்து அடிக்குது.
yours.
பிடிச்ச ரீஜன் என்ன
We're
ப்ரோ
back.
உங்களுக்கு? பிடிச்ச ரீஜன் எனக்கு இனாசுமா.
You were gone for an awfully long time. Oh, please tell me nothing bad happened.
There's nothing to worry about. All you need to know is that you'll never have to worry about someone in
Main-ஆ
Fontaine
economy
messing with
தான்
your
பிடிக்கும்.
deliveries again.
இனாசுமால.
Sorry, Chiori. I didn't mean to cause you so much trouble.
What are you talking about? You didn't do anything wrong. Those greedy bandits are to blame. along with a certain someone who doesn't know when to lay off the petty
பா நிறைய
tricks.
பிங்க் நேமோட இருக்குப்பா.
The next time you need to
வைஸ்
leave the
பியர்,
city,
நிலோ,
call the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. They'll escort
Taran,
you half of the way,
RX,
and the Spina di Rasula
யார்
can
யார்
take the
pink name?
second half. With that sort of
பிங்க்
escort,
நேம் பாப்புலர்
the next time you make a delivery, those treasure hoarders won't go anywhere near your goods.
கிராரா ஆடுங்க
Unless, of
bro.
course,
கிராரா
it's
நான்
to
பில்ட்
offer to
பண்ணல
carry
bro.
them for you.
பில்ட் பண்ணனும். கிவாவா.
Good one, Chiori.
I'm being serious. You know me. If I bring something up, you can
Pink
assume
white
it's
color.
already a done deal.
ஆமா நீ பிங்க் பண்ணதானே.
You're going back to Inazuma tomorrow, right?
Wait, you
Only
don't
me
mean...
and Pradeep bro only
I've
blue.
already
Yes.
spoken to the captain of the Special Patrol. As discussed, the patrol's going to take a small detour during their daily training tomorrow. As for Navia, I'll give her a heads up in a
இல்லாட்டி
bit.
I'll kill you.
There's really no need. I'm just a simple courier. I don't need to be surrounded by a bunch of armed guards. Or ones with sunglasses, for that matter. Don't you think this is a bit much?
Well, you certainly shouldn't count on such a procession for every trip you make to Fontaine. It's just a one-off thing.
நான் டார்க் ப்ளூ.
For my
எனக்கு
own
இங்க
peace
பிங்க்
of
தான் ப்ரோ
mind.
காட்டிட்டு இருக்கு.
It'll also show those guys what'll happen to those who dare to mess with my friends.
They are in blue color.
Well, if you
That
think
was-
it's a good idea, traveler, then
World's truth.
I guess it's fine.
Nice.
Well, with the bad guys out of the way and your goods safely delivered,
எல்லாருக்கும்
everything
நீங்க டே
should
எப்படி
be
போச்சு?
good to go for Fontaine Fashion Week, right?
I believe so. I'll try to churn out a few more outfits over the next few days. I've heard a lot of suppliers will be participating
Blaze
this
bro.
year.
It's gonna
Blaze
take
bro
a
ஏன்
guess and
குத்துறீங்க?
say suppliers are
அரே ராம்
super
ப்ரோ அது
important.
Blaze ப்ரோவே கிடையாது.
But of
Blaze bro
course,
என்னத்துக்கு கொண்டு வராரு
They
இங்க?
supply us
அந்த
designers
மனுஷன்
with
பாவம்.
funding, equipment,
எங்க போய் என்ன
factory
பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காரோ?
access. You have to work with them if you want to become a truly renowned fashion
I got
house.
new போலாம். Nice.
That's also why this year's fashion
நியூ
week is
போலாம்னா
so
அந்த 4
important
ஸ்டாரா?
to me.
But isn't your brand already really famous, Chiori? Your clothes are so pretty and
இப்போதான்
so nice
ஒர்க்
to wear.
ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கு.
I
இப்போதான்
can't help but
ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கா?
brag about them to my customers
எல்லாம்
whenever I
தூங்க
get the
போற நேரத்துல
chance.
உங்களுக்கு ஆரம்பிக்குது.
Even so, I would imagine there are still people who've never heard of the
அப்போ
Chiori
இது யாரு?
brand.
இது
Yes.
சர்மாஜி.
Well,
Hi Praveen bro, welcome to the
I
stream.
mean, with the amount of places that I deliver to, it's only
Palvali,
natural that
bro.
some people from other nations haven't
Oh,
heard of it.
okay.
Then it's still not famous enough.
3-4 star, yes.
My
3-4
goal is
star.
to make the Chiori
Be
brand
right back.
renowned
Okay,
throughout
Kutti Vel,
all
bro.
of Teyvat.
All of it?
கோடியில்
Your
போறோம்
business
பிரதீப்
would
bro.
have to get pretty huge then.
Wait, would that mean I could just go to any Chiori branch on the continent to get my clothes fixed?
HP young days of that.
It
Yes.
has been pretty inconvenient having to come to Fontaine every time I need to get them patched up.
Alternatively, of course, you could just be a bit more careful with them. They're
Yeah,
already
love
about as
position.
durable as I can
Nice.
make them.
Okay, I'll admit, they do get snagged on branches pretty often, but I can't help it. It's hard to be careful about that sort of thing when you're trying to take a nice nap in a tree.
Well, if that's your dream, Chiori, then we should do our best to make it a reality. Is there anything we can do to help out with Fashion Week?
I'm sure I could think of something.
Ooh, what is it? What is it?
Why don't you come to my shop tomorrow and model for me? Simply put, you'll serve as my living mannequins.
Oh, so we get to try on some of your
Oh.
clothes? Got it.
பாரா
Seeing off
traveler
the rack
புது
will
dress-ஆ?
also give me the
பைமானுக்கு
chance to
புது
make some
dress-ஆ?
small adjustments to the
பைமானுக்கு இது
stitching
புது
and the
ட்ரெஸ். பைமானு
silhouette
ட்ரெஸ் தைச்சுன்னா
designs.
பைமான் மட்டும் தான் போடுங்க. வேற யாரும் போட
Sounds
மாட்டீங்க.
easy enough.
ஸோ பைமானுக்குலாம் வேணாம், டிராவலர் போடுங்க.
No need. We've already booked the models for that. If you like them, though, feel free to visit the boutique and see
ஒரு
if
மூவி
anything
பார்த்தேன்.
catches your eye.
ஏன்டா பார்த்தேன்னு இருக்கு.
I'll even give you a
அப்படி என்ன
special
மூவி ப்ரோ
discount.
பார்த்தீங்க?
Ooh, sounds great.
சியோரி அந்த
I
மாதிரி
was
குள்ளச்சி
just
போல.
starting to
ஆமா,
get curious about all this design
உன்ன மாதிரி ரகடும் கூட.
Then we have a deal. You'll model some formal wear, traveler, and I don't know. Raimon here will show off some kids' designs. I'll see you both tomorrow then.
Yep, sounds good. Wait,
இவாவை ஆளை வச்சு அரட்டலான்னு
he's
தெரிஞ்சதுதான்.
not a little kid.
உடனே அடி கிளம்பிட்டா. எங்க அவன்? வெல்கம் டு தி ஸ்ட்ரீம். பெரிய ஏசி ப்ரோ.
Chiori, we're here.
You're here early. I haven't even opened the shop yet.
Wait, has Kirara
Dark
left
light.
already?
டார்க் லைட்
Yep,
அனக்கு ஜஸ்ட்
with the special patrol, bright and early.
என்ன
Did
கசட்டா
everything go
உளறுகிறாய்?
right on the road?
என்ன ஆச்சு உனக்கு? மண்டையில ஏதாவது விழுந்துச்சா மேல இருந்து?
I believe so. The patrol makes for quite the entourage. The way they marched forward with Kirara in the center, you'd think she was some sort of VIP. For the second leg, the Spina also came with a pretty large group, led by Navia herself. They took care to clear the path
bro,
beforehand
Leon yaar
as well.
சொன்னது?
Kirara won't so much as step on a single stray rock on her journey. I even heard that Navia decided out of the blue to make a batch of
Talevi
macarons as a
Navia,
going-away
yes.
gift for Kirara. An excellent souvenir to remember Fontaine by, I'd say.
Sounds like Navia really got into it.
Today
My
Kazuto
thoughts
out of
exactly.
control.
She even lamented the fact that she didn't have time to
Daily
prepare something
தலைமையில
even
ஏதாவது வரும்.
fancier.
இன்னைக்கு கொஞ்சம் பெருசா
I'm
வந்துச்சு.
pretty sure she can't wait for another escort opportunity to come her way.
Overdose therapy.
You know, now that you
Kazuta.
mention Navia, Paimon thinks the two of you are actually pretty similar. You say what you mean, and when you have an idea, you really hit the ground running.
I suppose that's why we're such good friends. Navia has a certain resilience
அதெல்லாம்
about
ஒருத்தரோட
her.
சிக்னேச்சர்
It's
காசுதா.
part of who she is.
எப்படி உன்னோட
No
சிக்னேச்சர்
matter
வந்து
what
பண்ணா
comes her
கொஞ்சம்
way,
லூசுத்தனமா கேள்வி
she
கேட்பேன்.
never bows
அதுதான்
down
வந்து
in the
உன்னோட
face of
சிக்னேச்சர்.
adversity. That sort of determination and courage is something I
அந்த
really
மாதிரி
admire.
ஒருத்தருக்கு ஒரு சிக்னேச்சர்.
That same spirit is the true vision of my brand. When she first mentioned commissioning an outfit from my boutique, well,
எவ்வளவு டேஸா
I'm
லைவ்
sure you can
11:30
imagine my
வரைக்கும்
excitement.
போதும் சொல்லி. ஒரு 3
It's
நாளா
like
போயிட்டு
finding the
இருக்கு.
perfect brand ambassador, huh?
11:30 வரைக்கும்.
Indeed. Customers pay attention not just to the
மூணு
clothes,
நாளா?
but also to
மூணு
the
நாள், நாலு
figures in
நாளா?
society who
தெரியல.
wear said
இங்க
clothes.
இருந்தவங்களுக்கு தான் தெரியும்.
People like to copy the styles of those they look up to.
Huh. And here Paimon thought all that mattered was for the clothes to look cute.
Fashion is about
Yes.
more than just looks,
Bro
my
160
dear.
ஃபேட் எடுத்துட்டேன் bro. Nice
Especially
bro.
if you've got your sights set on
சேர்த்து
a
வைங்க
market the
200
size
மேல
of that.
சேர்த்துருங்க.
Hmm.
Now 110
Well,
ஃபேட்ஸ் சேவ்
Would you
பண்ணிட்டேன்.
look at the time?
Nice காசிராஜா bro.
Oh
Party.
yeah. Come on, let's get down to business. We're here to model.
ஓ 3 நாள் bro. அதோ
Indeed.
போட்டாரு.
Give
3
me a
days.
moment while I go retrieve some fabrics and sample outfits. Why don't you help me set up the shop displays in the meantime?
Mhm.
Set them up. How exactly?
Just carefully organize the ready-to-wear clothes with an eye toward their types and styles. This way, we can guarantee that the customers will see something different every day.
Whoa, there
Oh.
sure is a lot that goes into running a store.
ஆமா பைமான். உன் குட்டி
Well then,
மூளைக்கு
I'll leave the
அதெல்லாம்
displays to you.
தெரியாது.
Not bad. You might just have an eye for design.
எதுல ஆஃபரிங் பண்ணா இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸ் தருவாங்க?
Anyway, let's move on to the
Sakura
real
tree,
task at hand. Over here, stand
ஃபவுண்டைன்
still. I'll take your measurements first.
அரணாரா பிளேஸ்ல வந்துட்டு அந்த இது மாதிரி ஒண்ணு இருக்குமே, ராடிஷ் மாதிரி ஒண்ணு இருக்குமே,
Excuse
அது
me, Miss Chiori.
அதுவும் ட்ரீ தான். அது அப்புறம் வந்துட்டு பாத்தீங்கன்னா
morning, How
டிராகன்
have you been
ஸ்பைன்ல அந்த
recently?
ட்ரீ. நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா நியூ ஏரியால வந்துட்டு அந்த ரவுண்டா ஒன்னு
Too
சுத்திட்டு
bad.
இருக்கு.
Your gown will be ready next week, so there's no need to worry about missing the ball.
5 இடத்துல இருக்கு.
Or did you come here today because you'd like to make a new request, perhaps?
Oh, no.
அண்ட்
Nothing like that,
கேசம்ல
Miss
கூட வந்துட்டு
Chiori.
பாத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த கல்லு டெவலப்
To be
பண்ணினா அதுக்கு
honest, I came
Light.
here today to cancel my order for that gown.
ஓ நோ.
Cancel your order.
But you can keep the deposit, of course. I know you can't return any materials you've already used.
Don't worry about the materials. I'm more concerned about you. Did something happen, Leanne? Have your plans changed?
ஜியோ சிஜன் 500 மேல இருக்கு.
It's all right. I'm not trying to make things difficult for you. I'll take note of the cancellation.
ஜியோ அனமோ இது ரெண்டுத்துலயும்
you.
வந்துட்டு பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு
I'm
அப்கிரேட்
really
பண்றதுக்கு
sorry.
இல்லைங்க.
Don't worry about
மாரி
it.
மூவி சீன்.
Just let me know if
பொட்டிக்கடை.
there's anything I can do to help.
Is it just Paimon, or was she acting a bit strange just now? Wonder why she wouldn't tell us why she was canceling her order.
It's not a big deal. These things happen every once in a while. A family emergency, an important payday falling through, a lover's quarrel. No one
Boost
to
about
take you to the
200
ball.
plus wishes in
I've pretty
4.3.
much heard it all.
Second phase 2.
Judging from the look on her
4.4.
face,
Oh, nice.
something's keeping her from revealing the truth to us. It's best not to pry.
Well, guess this means you'll have more time to work on Fashion Week, right?
That's
Yes.
true. Come, let's pick up where we left off.
Is Miss Chiori in?
I am.
Yes.
How can I help you?
I'd like to return this item.
Oh, could I ask why?
என்ன எல்லாம்
It's
ரிட்டர்ன்
just
பண்றாங்க?
not to my liking.
இது
You
ஏதோ
said
தப்பா
I could
போகுது.
get a refund if I wasn't satisfied, so
அந்த அடி வாங்கின டாக்
that's why I'm
ஏதாவது
here.
சிலிமிச்சால
Is there
பண்ணிட்டா?
something about it that didn't meet your expectations? Are the sleeves too short? Or is the color too dark? I can always make those adjustments for you.
No need. You don't have to concern yourself with that. I'd just like that refund, please.
And I'd be happy to process that for you. If you could just tell me the cause of your dissatisfaction.
4.3 ல 250.
Chiori here?
Nice.
I'd like to return my outfit.
Huh? ஏய் எல்லாம் வராங்க இது ஏதோ சஸ்பீஷியஸ்.
Is there some sort of new calamity coming that I haven't heard about? Another flood? Or an apocalypse, maybe? What does the prophecy say this time? You'll be spared if you get rid of all your clothes?
என்னடா நடக்குது? அதேதான்.
Surely the entire population of Fontaine didn't convene and pick this one day to come and return my clothes. What is going on?
What kind of rags are you trying to sell us, huh? The way I see it, this shop is nothing more than a black market front run by a bunch of dirty criminals.
Please calm down, sir.
What is he talking about?
Haven't you heard? Chiori Boutique has been exposed for having close ties with criminals. It's all over the papers.
And just who is it that dares to throw that accusation around?
Well, you tell us. The fabrics you've got here, they're all sourced from underground factories, aren't they?
I've been transparent about my materials from the very beginning. I've already proved there's nothing wrong with them. If a little hearsay and baseless slander are enough to convince you, then by all means, go ahead and hand over your
வெளிய
garments right
கத்துறானே
now.
காது மேலே
Spare
போடணும் மாமா.
yourself from that flood of
பாத்தியா?
yours. Or have you not been convinced of that one just yet?
You
அதுதான் நீலோ வேற ஒண்ணும் இல்ல.
Elof!
Miss Chiori?
என்ன எனக்கு பிடிச்ச
Go
கேரக்டர்லாம்
outside and help these
4.0
customers with their
இருக்கு.
return
Okay.
requests. There's no need to ask them why. We'll refund them at the purchase price.
Alright.
And once you're done, put up the sign that says we're closed for the day.
Raiden
Got it.
Morax voice line getting a strongly story முடியல.
Chiori.
புரியல வம்சி bro. These rumors.
They couldn't be more fabricated if you tried. No need to worry about them. I'm sure they'll go away on their own in a few days. The real goal here is to divert my attention away from Fashion Week. The best response right now is to tune it out and focus on finalizing my designs.
If
Oh,
you say
fascinating.
so, but Paimon still can't help but worry.
The best way to respond to public skepticism is to let your work speak for itself. There will be no doubt about the quality of my work once my new designs are released. The public
தொடர்ந்து
just
2
has to see it
50
for
போச்சு.
themselves.
நெக்ஸ்ட் என்ன
Miss
ஆகும்?
Chiori, bad news.
தொடர்ந்து
Oh,
2
for the
50
love of-
அப்படி போகாதே. ஒரு 50
Can a woman not get a
பாத்தீங்கன்னா
moment
நெக்ஸ்ட்
of
உனக்கு
peace to
கன்ஃபார்மா
do her
இருக்கும்.
work?
அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து பண்ண இன்னொரு
Go on.
50 வரும்.
What's the matter now?
It's our accessories supplier. They just sent word that they'll no longer be able to supply us during Fashion Week.
என்னது?
No accessories? Not even the ones we pre-ordered?
Yes, that's what their messenger said.
And what about the models we asked them to book for us?
I think they'll probably pull out as well.
Even the suppliers believe those nasty rumors?
50
Is the
streak.
messenger
Oh,
still
okay.
here?
No, they've already left.
So, no accessories means no brooches, no bow ties, things like that?
Not just that. It means no gems, ribbons, gold thread, all the elements that lend life and soul to my designs.
But if you take those away, does that mean you won't be able to make your designs at all?
யாய்மிகோ கிடைக்கல
Alof,
bro.
you stay
Next
and
time try
watch the
பண்ணுங்க bro.
shop.
கண்டிப்பா கிடைக்கும்.
I'll go talk to the supplier
worry.
myself.
Yeah, and we can vouch for you too. We'll make sure your supplier knows there's nothing wrong with your clothes.
Thank you. In that case, please come with me.
அவனுங்க வாயிலே அடிக்கலாம் வா.
By the way, we really are just going to talk, right?
Of course. I wouldn't do anything to one of my business partners.
Who is it?
Venger, it's Chiori. We've worked together all these years. The least you could do is allow me a face-to-face conversation.
Straightforward as always, I see. You know, there are certain conventions people usually follow if they want to seek someone's company. Sending a messenger, for example.
And when has following convention ever gotten me anywhere? Why hire a messenger when I can just explain things in person?
Have you read the papers today?
I don't like to waste my time on baseless lies and speculation. Maybe that's something you should consider as well.
You're right. I only subscribe to the Steambird. And most days I never even read the others.
So, these rumors. The Steambird was the one that published them?
No, not at all. They were in some second-rate fashion tabloids.
Well then, there you go. Those sort of headlines become old news faster than you can read them. Surely a bit of tabloid drama isn't worth cutting off my supply.
You would think that. But this time is different. Someone paid off the tabloids to publish the same article at once. They even went so far as to leave a copy in front of every house. That's how I first learned of the rumors.
Every house?
அவன் தாங்க பண்ணியிருக்கான் அந்த ஸ்டார்டிங்ல சியோரிட்ட வாய் மல்லாட்டி அவங்க நம்ம ஒருத்தன் அவன் தான் பண்ணியிருப்பான்.
It seems your rival really pulled out all the stops this time, Chiori. The article was even published alongside a photo of you.
What sort of photo?
A photo of you beating up someone on the street yesterday.
Yesterday? Wait, that means...
Uter again.
Here, I've got a copy. See for yourselves.
இவ்வளோ பெருசுலாம் படிக்க முடியாது. அவளை படிச்சா
Behind the
போதும்.
scenes, the true Chiori boutique takes shape. Not a fashion house, but a house of lies. Relying on its close ties to the criminal underworld, the Chiori brand employs illegal competitive tactics to come out on top, giving hope to the evildoers among us that wrongdoing can still prevail, provided you conceal it under the guise of fashion and beauty.
I don't know what happened, and I don't want to comment on things that I didn't see with my own eyes. Still, that photo shows you to be the clear aggressor.
Yeah, he was the one who started it, that little...
I appreciate you standing up for me,
Paimon
Paimon,
கடுப்பாகும்.
but it can't be helped now.
That's right. The court of public opinion has already made up its mind. Still, I've got to give your rival high marks for effort. They even dug up the fact that my father once served time in the fortress of Meripede.
But that was so long ago.
In the world of fashion, your past is like a piece of clothing stained with mud. Once tainted, it can never be washed clean. They claim that most of your clientele are criminals and that those who buy your clothes are
ஐயோ,
just
நெஸ்
like
கென்னடி
you.
அப்படி பேரை மாத்தலாம்.
People who silence
ரொம்ப சின்னதா
all
இருக்கு
dissent
கசுட்டா.
with violence.
கொஞ்சம் பெருசா பாரு.
absurdity. I don't even know which part to laugh at the most.
Well, it's no laughing matter. Maybe your clientele are criminals. Maybe they're not. There's even the possibility that they're just people who happen to commit crimes after buying your clothes. But with the way this article combines fact with rumor, trying to determine the truth is practically an exercise of futility. It's not something people are just going to forget about in a day or two, especially when they've found several people to back up their claims.
Venger, are you sure you won't reconsider? If we go through with the show together, we can defeat them fair and square.
If I were younger, I might have said yes.
ஏன் இப்போ மட்டும்
But
என்ன
I'm no longer that brave young man with nothing to lose.
வயசாயிடுச்சுன்னு ஒத்துக்க
I've got
கூடாது
the
எப்பவுமே.
family business to consider now. I'd be perfectly happy to work with you again after this, but my daughter is manning the store during Fashion Week, and I don't want her implicated in all of this. She doesn't deserve to be swarmed by all that negative publicity.
I understand.
Let me offer you a piece of advice, Chiori. For old time's sake. Let this fashion week go. There's always next year. You just need to wait for all of this to blow over.
You're free to wait things out, Venger. I'll make my own choices.
Have you ever thought maybe that attitude of
Chiori,
yours is
சொல்லு.
what's gotten you into
போய்
all
அந்த
this trouble?
நாயை
Have you ever
ரெண்டு
thought
தட்டு
maybe
தட்டுறோம்.
this attitude of mine is precisely what paved the
இல்ல,
way for
போட்டே
my
தள்ளிடலாம்.
success?
போட்டு தள்ளிட்டு நாங்க ஜெயிலுக்கு
Well,
போறோம்.
fair enough. Then I suppose all there's left to
ஜெயில
say
ரைஸ்லி தான்
is
இருப்பாரு பாத்துக்கிட்டு உட்காந்துட்டு இருக்கோம்.
best of luck. As for the models,
ரைஸ்லி கூட ஜாலியா
none of them wanted to be implicated in all of this either.
Understood. Take care.
So, what should we do now?
Without the accessories, I can no longer use my old designs.
How could they do this? They're making things up. The boutique doesn't have anything to do with violent criminals. Can't people tell this is just a bunch of lies?
Public opinion has never been about what's true and what's not. It's about echoing the loudest voice in the room.
Yes.
I should have seen it from the beginning.
யாரோ
Who
சொல்லிருக்காங்க.
knows me too well?
ஒரு பொய்யை வந்துட்டு
Everything that
கத்தி
happened
கத்தி
yesterday
பேசிக்கிட்டே இருந்தா அது உண்மையா
It's just a
மாறும்.
trap.
ஹிட்லர்.
Well, guess all we can do is just head back for now.
சார்லட் இதுக்கெல்லாம் நீ தானே காரணம்.
Traveler,
நீ தானே போட்டோ எடுத்த ரகசியமா. இவள புடிச்சு
Charlotte,
விசாரி
what are
பைமான்.
you doing here?
looking for you, of course.
பைமான் பார்த்தா கிரில்
fashion tabloids
சிக்கன்
this
சிக்கன்
morning?
மாதிரி இருக்கு.
You mean that sorry
Mind
excuse for
மாறுது.
an article?
சூனிலோ நீ அந்த
Just
மாதிரி
thinking
திங்க்
about
பண்ணாத.
it makes Paimon's blood boil.
You too, huh? Whoever wrote that article must have known the Steambird would never print something so defamatory. Unfortunately, not all papers in Fontaine share our same sense of journalistic integrity. Miss Chiori doesn't deserve to suffer all this baseless slander. I was just about to find some
பொய்யை
people
கத்தி
to
கத்தி
interview so that I can write an
பேசணும்.
article to
பொய்யை
refute all
வந்துட்டு
those claims.
நம்ம வந்துட்டு உறக்க சொல்லி
If there's
திருப்ப
one
திருப்ப
thing I
திருப்ப
can't
திருப்ப அதே
stand,
சொல்லிட்டு
it's
இருந்தா அது
people who
உண்மையாகும்
misrepresent and distort the
அப்படின்னு வந்து
facts.
பாத்தீங்கன்னா அதாவது நம்ம உண்மையாக
With your
நம்பப்படும்
help, we might be
சிம்பிளா
able to get some
உண்மையா
people
மாறும்னு
back on
வந்து
our
பாத்தீங்கன்னா அவர்
side.
சொல்லியிருப்பாரு அது உண்மையா மாறும்ன்றது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இன் டேர்ம் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா
It's my pleasure.
உண்மையா
I've met Miss
ஏத்துப்பாங்க அது.
Chiori several times. I know she's not the kind of person that article makes her out to be. She was the one who made the hat and tie for my camera, Monsieur Verite.
லாண்டன்
Speaking of
ரைட்டிங்
Miss
வந்துட்டு
Chiori,
ஒய் ரைடன்
do you
அண்ட்
know where
நிக்கோ
she
வரல
went? Alof told
அது
me you were all together.
இன்னுசுமாவுக்கும் இவங்களுக்கு என்ன சம்பந்தம்
She
உருட்டு
wasn't
ஊரை
just
கெடுக்கும்
here. Maybe she went over there? Let's go check.
ஹார்லோட் இதுவா நீ தானே போட்டோ எடுத்த உண்மையை ஒத்துக்கோ
If you ask me, I think Chiori Boutique is done for.
காது
what
மேலே
did they
வைக்கிறது.
expect? Engaging with criminals behind their
இந்த
customers'
பொய்யை நம்பிட்டு
backs.
பேசுவானுங்க பாத்தீங்களா
They kept up a
அவனுங்களை
solid
பார்க்கும்போது தான்
front,
கடுப்பாகும்
though. I've even bought from them before.
Really?
கஜுட்டா
was it?
உருட்டு ஊரை கெடுக்காது எந்த ஆதாரமும்
owner was
இல்லாம
plenty
டக்குன்னு
fierce,
நம்புறானுங்க
that's for sure.
அவனுங்களால தான் வந்து
Makes sense if she
பார்த்தோம்
regularly deals with criminals, I guess. I've got the chills just thinking.
Oh no, we've lost her. Did you hear what all those people were saying? Paimon can't believe they bought all that nonsense.
Miss Chiori doesn't often appear in public or give a lot of interviews, so the general public hasn't had a chance to really get to know her. It's also true that her way of dealing with things can be a little extreme sometimes. It's easy to use that to mislead people who don't know anything else about her.
Oh, this is all Uter's fault. Paimon would pick him up and throw him across the room too if she could.
எலான் கூட சியோரி டீம் அப் பண்ணணும்
You don't
நல்லா
think
இருக்கும்
Chiori might have gone looking for him, do you? You know, so she can, finish what she started?
That would only make the situation worse for her. I'm sure Miss Chiori knows that too.
You've got a point. Let's just return to the boutique and see if she's there then.
போடுவோம் கசுட்டா போடுவோம்.
Oh, who's this?
This is Miss Letitia. She's also here to see Miss Chiori.
Oh, you were the one who came to collect the wedding dress yesterday, right? Wait, please don't say you're returning that dress too.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm just here to thank her. In fact, if there's
iPhone
anything I can do to
yes.
help her out, I'd be
Any
more
song.
than willing.
Okay bro.
So
காசிரா
you've come
பாப்போம்.
across that article as well.
Story quest முடியட்டும்.
You probably don't know this, but after I got engaged, I didn't think I'd be able to wear a Chiori dress on my wedding day.
Why?
My fiancé owns a small business. It doesn't bring in a lot of mora, but we get by. After he proposed, he took me to Chiori Boutique, and we put down a custom order for a dress. He probably noticed how often I talked about Miss Chiori's clothes and how pretty they were. Being able to wear one of her dresses to my wedding has always been my dream.
And then?
And then, something happened to the business, and we ran into major mora problems. We were able to scrounge up enough to pay off our debts, but it left us without the funds to pay for the dress.
But didn't Chiori say she was able to make the dress from what
Developer
was left of the
page
original
8K.
deposit?
Yes. When I came to cancel the order, she asked if something
அப்பவே
happened,
வெறுத்துட்டேன்.
and I told
Nice.
her everything. She heard me out, and then told me not to worry. She assured me that the deposit I paid would be enough for the dress, and that she'd be able to finish making it in time as well.
Why Paimon?
She promised that I'd be able to
Why
wear
Paimon
a
looks so
Chiori
tasty?
dress on my wedding day.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? I've always known Miss Chiori to be a woman of her word.
It is good. It's just, after I went home yesterday, I couldn't help but take out the dress and try it on. My fiancé happened to walk into the room and when he saw me, he froze on the spot.
Ah, what a shame. He's not supposed to see it until the wedding day.
Well, see, that wasn't actually the issue. He's seen a lot of wedding dresses in his time
Game
doing
character லாம்
business.
வெட்டிங் ஆகுது.
So as soon as he saw it, he knew for sure that it must have cost far more than what we paid.
Huh? So wait, that means...
Yeah. Miss Chiori covered all the costs and held nothing back. The fabric, accessories, beading, construction. It was all of the highest quality.
Miss Letitia, I'd really like to use your story for a piece I'm writing about the boutique. Would you mind going on the record?
Huh? Well, if it would help Miss Chiori out, I wouldn't mind at all.
I think it'd go a long way. Your real experience is more powerful than all those lies combined.
Hey, Olaf! Has Chiori come back here since we left?
Huh? I thought you were all together.
No,
Well,
Chiori
we
எங்கேயோ
were.
போயிட்டா.
If she didn't come back here, then do you know
Imagine
of any
நம்ம
other
Chiori
places she
போய்
could have
கண்டுபிடிக்கும்
gone?
போது அவனோட சட்டையை பிடிச்சி இழுத்து
I
வச்சு மூஞ்சி
remember
மேல
now.
குத்திக்கிட்டு இருக்கலாம்
There's
இப்படி
this
இருக்கும்.
one cliff by the sea. Miss Chiori would always go there whenever she was upset.
In that case, why don't we split up? I'll continue interviewing Miss Letitia, and you two can go look for Miss Chiori.
All right, sounds good. Let's go.
ச்சே, ஒரு ரக்கட்
There
கேர்ள்
you
இப்படி
are,
உட்கார வச்சிட்டாங்களே.
Chiori.
How did you know where I... Olaf told you, didn't she?
She did. We were just looking for you at the shop,
Of
and
course,
Letitia was
Chiori
there.
husband Kazuta
She
தான்.
wanted to thank you for the dress.
Achoo,
So,
my little
you see?
sad, yes.
You don't have to be sad. We'll figure out how to get through this together.
I'm not upset. I just wanted to get some fresh air. Want to sit here with me? The view's quite stunning. Sorry about that. I'm the only one here most of the time.
முட்டாத
All right,
Chiori,
don't
yes.
mind if we do.
No.
does it feel?
This place is pretty great.
Right? It's quiet and open, and far from the relentless critique from fashion commentators and the media. It's just you and the beautiful scenery.
Yeah, it's important to take yourself out of that kind of stressful environment every once in a while.
I didn't grow up in a very strict family. My parents would joke that I grew up to be so assertive because they spoiled me as a child. I would get together with the other children to climb trees and explore caves. One time, I even climbed over the walls of the Kamisato estate. One of the servants had to physically remove me.
Whoa, Paimon would have never imagined that.
But even as rambunctious as I was, when it came to needlework, I was as
Raiden பத்தி
quiet and
கேட்காதீங்க
focused as
சொல்லி
could
bro.
be. It was as if I discovered a whole new world within those vibrant, dazzling fabrics.
Raiden statue full-ஆ முடிச்சிட்டாங்க.
You know the
Yes,
feeling?
முடிச்சிட்டா. Add. Huyyo.
My parents noticed, and they sent me to study under a famous Inazuman tailor. It wasn't long before I had driven away pretty much every master tailor on the archipelago.
Add 2
You
times
could
in
say I really tried their patience.
16. ஏன் வராது?
You were
இது
that
ஒன்றும்
misbehaved?
YT இல்ல ஸ்டார்டிங்ல மட்டும்
I wasn't misbehaved
அடுத்த ஸ்க்ரீன்
exactly.
குரூப்லயும் ஒரு கசுட்டா.
I just often had
Hey,
strange
this-
ideas when
no.
it came to fashion. Ones that weren't in line with traditional ways of doing things.
thumbnail இது சார். வேற ஒண்ணு. Bunch of what, man?
On top of that, I hated the idea of groveling and making outfits for every arrogant big shot expecting me to be at their beck and call. Anyway, a few incidents later, I soon found myself without a master. Worse, not one shop was willing to hire me. Not even to do grunt work.
No wonder you left Inazuma.
I was angry and frustrated. So, before I left, I swore to all those masters that my brand would one day become renowned all over Teyvat.
Well, that's a great dream to strive towards.
After that, I came all the way to the court of Fontaine, a city often referred to as the capital of arts and fashion.
ஏன் bro மை?
I had a lot of fun starting out.
Why do?
Sure, I was
Why
living in
do
a small
can't
cramped
cook?
room,
Really?
but I was finally free to make whatever I wanted. I had a far more naive view of fashion back then. As long as something was pretty, it would become popular, right? A simple concept, surely. Of course, as I spent
Waifu.
more and more time in the industry,
Raiden Shogun-ஆ?
I learned nothing was ever
Because
that
she is
simple.
puppet.
Least of all,
நீங்க வச்சிருக்கிறது
fashion.
உண்மையான ரைடன் கிடையாது. உண்மையான ரைடன் கூட குக் பண்ண வராது. அவளுக்கு சமையல் தெரியாது.
Oh, you mean Letitia? Yeah, she did mention that dream. I'll be honest with you. That's the first time I ever heard something like that from one of my
ஆனா
customers.
டீ போட மட்டும் ஒரு தாத்தா
Who
கிட்ட
would've
இருந்து கத்துக்கிட்டு இருப்பா.
Even as I continue to pursue my dream, my work has also become someone else's.
ரைடன் ஒய்ஃபா வச்சீங்கன்னா டீ குடிச்சே வாழ வேண்டியதுதான்.
All right, that's enough sightseeing for one day. Time to come up with a way out of this mess.
Ooh, looks like you've got your game face back.
Back? It was never gone to begin with. I did say
இப்பெல்லாம்
I
உண்மையை
wasn't
சொல்லக்கூடாது.
upset, didn't
Yes.
Paimon thinks we should look for evidence that Uter wrote that article, and that he hired those treasure hoarders to attack Kirara. Charlotte's already working on an article to address all those nasty rumors so we can publish all our findings in the Steambird once we're done.
I don't like duking it out in the press. But if Charlotte's thrown her hat in the ring, I won't stop her either. I know where Uter's clothing factory
Korean
is
Raiden
located.
கிடைக்குமா?
It might be a good place to start looking for
ரைடனோட
some
அல்ட்டியை போட்டுட்டு
evidence.
நீங்க
Sounds
அடிக்கும்போது
good.
ரைடன்
We'll come with.
ஏய் தான் வந்து பதில்
As
அடிப்பா.
for Fashion Week, well, there's always next year, right? So there's no
Just
need
a
to
mental
be too
disorder.
upset.
கசுட்டா அது தெரிஞ்ச விஷயம் தானே உனக்கு
When
மென்டல்
did this
டிசார்டர்.
become an either-or situation? Find incriminating evidence or participate in Fashion Week. I'm doing both.
But your accessories! Didn't you say your designs were unusable without them?
Well,
Thanos,
it's true that I
sorry,
haven't
Milo.
quite figured out what to do about that, but to tell you the truth, even here in Fontaine, every time I see the sea, I can't help but remember Inazuma and the vow I made in front of those masters. Thinking about all that, I just can't bear to take even one step back. The sea.
What did you just say, Chiori?
The sea. Seashells,
Payment
coral.
method பாரு. ஏன்? Payment method ஆச்சு. என்ன payment method?
I've got it.
Got what?
Come, let's take a dip, shall we?
Chiori! Wait, hold up! Chiori, why did you just jump into the sea all of a sudden?
Paimon, what do you think is the most beautiful thing in the sea?
A lumitwal? Or a pearl, maybe? Oh, coral's pretty too. Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to use things like that as the accessories for your designs!
Well, now that you hit the nail on the head, help me grab some, would you?
Leave it to us. These
தெரியாம.
should be enough, right?
அதான் பையா
Paimon
அவரை
picked
2
all
times
the
போட்டியா?
prettiest ones in this
அடிப்பாவி.
area. Chiori, will these do?
Everything looks great. I've also collected a pretty big batch, so we should
அவ்வளோ
have enough.
இம்ப்ரெசிவா இல்ல. ரொம்ப இம்ப்ரெசிவா இல்ல
So
bro,
are
பட்
we
நல்லா
gonna head
இருக்கு.
back now and make some new designs?
சியோரியோட அந்த ஒரு
Yes, but don't forget,
கேரக்டர்
we've got more
சியோரி
than just the
கேரக்டர் வரைக்கும்
designs to
யாருக்கும்
worry
பார்க்காத
about when
கேரக்டரா
we get
இருக்கு எனக்கு
back.
ஃபீல் ஆகுது.
Okay, we've got the materials for the accessories. Next, we'll need to use what we have on hand to create some new outfits.
You mean we have to start from scratch? Will there be enough time?
I should be able to make it if I skip out on sleep.
Oh no, skipping out on sleep
That
is
தலைவலி
not
அதான்.
the
ஓ
answer. Wait, how come this conversation
நீ
is
அப்படி
giving
வரியா?
Paimon major deja vu?
லோகேஷ் பாலாஜி வணக்கம். வணக்கம் லோகேஷ் பாலாஜி ப்ரோ. அங்க வெல்கம் டு தி ஸ்ட்ரீம்.
Well, anyway, sleep is
புதுசா
important.
வந்திருக்கீங்க.
You're not
Thanks
gonna
for your
convince
lovely
Paimon
follow.
otherwise.
ஃபாலோ பண்ணாம வந்து இங்க பேச முடியாது.
Well, I can't argue
thank
with
you.
you there. One thing's for sure, though.
சப்
I'm going to
டிபிஎஸ்
do whatever
யூஸ்
it takes
பண்ணலாம்.
to make it work.
இல்ல டிபிஎஸ் கூட யூஸ் பண்ணலாம் ப்ரோ.
All this grit
காசிராஜா
and
ப்ரோ.
determination.
சியோரி.
It reminds me of the first fashion week I ever participated in.
அந்த டொமைன்
What else can
போவோம்ல
we
அந்த
help with?
அது நல்லா இருக்கும் ப்ரோ. Who is
Let
லோகேஷ்
me
பாலாஜி?
see. I
அதுதான்
suppose all
தெரியல.
there's
புதுசா
left to do
வந்திருக்காருல.
is tear up all the outfits currently on display.
You got it. Wait, what did you just say?
You heard me. Tear them all up. When I went to that first fashion
எல்லாத்தையும்
week,
கிழிக்கணுமா?
I had no savings to speak of. Just a few dozen yards of fabric and a dream. I had to make something work, so I tore up all the
சப்
clothes that I
பண்ணாம இங்க
brought
பேச
with me
முடியாது.
from
சப் பண்ணாம
Inazuma,
ஃபாலோ
and
பண்ணாம.
I used the scraps to make my entries for the show. I used the larger pieces for the base fabric and the smaller pieces for accessories. If it worked back then, why not now? We can also repurpose some of the ready-to-use accessories in the shop as well.
You worked so hard on all these outfits.
I know. That's why I refuse to let it all go to waste. I'm not going to let them win, even if it takes everything I've ever made
நியூ
and more.
கேரக்டர் அந்த ரெட் ஐ கேர்ள். யாரு அந்த ஆர்லிச்சினோவா? அது லீக் இல்லையா? அது நெக்ஸ்ட் பேட்ச் அத
No
கன்ஃபார்ம்
need to be
பண்ணிட்டாங்க.
nervous.
டெபார்க்கெட்டிங்
I won't
பண்ணிட்டாங்க.
hold it against you. Of course, if anyone dared to tear up one of my dresses in front of me on a normal day, I'd
ஆர்லிச்சினோ
probably
எஸ்
toss them into
தட்
the
டாக்.
sewer.
ஒர்த் அது தெரியல நீ. எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு நல்ல
Just
டிபிஎஸ்
this
தான்
once,
இருக்கும்.
though. I think I can make an exception. Go ahead and tear them up. Think of it as a good way to vent your emotions.
மோஸ்டா வந்துட்டு ஹார்பெஞ்சர்ஸ் எல்லாம் வந்து டிபிஎஸ் தான் விடுவானுங்க. சோ இருக்க வாய்ப்பு இருக்கு. டிஸ்மேண்டில் த எந்த க்ளோத்தை டிஸ்மேண்டில் பண்ண எங்கடா இருக்கு? ஓ இப்படி உடைக்கணுமா? அஜிஜோ அடிச்சு உடைக்கிறோமே எல்லாத்தையும்.
Good job.
சைல்டு மாதிரி இல்ல. அது தெரியல நீலோ.
Chiori, are you alright? Sorry for taking so long. I got caught up and... Whoa. What happened to your shop? Who did this?
Those monsters! Slandering you in the papers wasn't enough for them, was it? They even sent people to wreck your shop. Give me their names. Since they're all too eager to tear up other people's clothes, I think it's about time
Instagram
the Spina di
பாருங்க.
Rosula return the favor.
Maybe you should calm down a bit first, cause you see,
சைல்டு என்ன ஆச்சு? அவன் தான் கிரிட் ஆக மாட்டான். வாய்ஸ் easy on this.
Ugh, what is this? A soap opera? I was the one who asked the traveler to tear up the outfits.
யாரெல்லாம் இப்ப
We need
playable
all the
Harbinger?
fabric and accessories we can get. Oh, so that's what happened.
playable Harbinger சைல்டு
I guess I got a bit ahead of
Arlicino.
myself just now.
ட்ரிப் மார்க்கெட்டிங் பண்ணிட்டானுங்க.
Back to what you were doing, everyone. You can all just pretend like I didn't say anything.
Navia sure is scary when she's angry.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a false accusation. No one's gonna orchestrate some conspiracy to take down one of my friends and get away with it.
You and Chiori are really close.
Of course! Everyone knows that Chiori makes the most gorgeous outfits in town. All of the Spina di Rosula's formal wear is custom tailored here. Now, if only you'd give me the contract for your uniforms as well.
கம் இன்ஸ்டா.
As if you'd enjoy
பார்த்துட்டேன்
designing
நீங்க.
something as boring and formulaic as a
இந்த
uniform.
ரக்கட் கேர்ள்
That's why I
தியரி
didn't ask you in the first place, silly. Plus, with how
உங்களுக்கு
much
தான்
your
ask you.
intel has
எனக்கா?
helped us out in the past, to the Spina, you're more of an
வாண்டு பையன்
intelligence
Harbinger
agency
இல்ல
than a
சார்.
fashion boutique.
ஆமா ப்ரோ வாண்டு
If I had it
ஹார்பஞ்சர்
my
இல்லையா உங்களுக்கு
way,
ஸ்காரா
it'd be
முஸ்டன்
the other way
ஹார்பஞ்சர்.
around. Anyway, we both know why I'm here. Tell me, how can the Spina be of service to you? If it's not too much trouble, can I borrow some skilled hands to help with some simple sewing work? I'll need all the help I can get if I'm going to finish these outfits over the next few days. Oh, no problem. I've got a few of those guys all ready to go. I just knew you wouldn't be intimidated into withdrawing from this year's show. When are you going to get started? I can
Balladeer,
help with
yes.
sewing too. Actually, there's something else I'd like to ask of you. Ask away. I'm all ears. Oh, and Traveler and Paimon, could you help me pass word to Linny and Lynette? I'll need their help as well.
I'm
Oh,
done
Linny
with my
Lynette.
interview. Has Miss Chiori made it back yet?
சார்லட் வந்துட்டான்.
What happened to the boutique?
Who did this? Give me names. I'll make sure every last one lands a full feature on the front page of the Steambird tomorrow.
பண்ணனது நாங்க தான் சார்லட்.
Not this again.
That's all.
Lenny, Lynette! Great, you're both here.
A moment later and you'd have missed us.
We read the article in the papers. We were just about to go find Miss Chiori. She helped design a number of our costumes in the past and even sponsored one of our performances. The time has come, it seems, for us to return the favor.
Oh,
சிம்பிள்
perfect.
காஸ்ட்
She was the
ராஜா
one who
ப்ரோ.
sent us.
ஆர்லிச்சினோக்கு இப்போ வந்துட்டு பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஃபோக்கஸ்
In
பண்ணாதீங்க.
that case, I
டிராகனுக்கும்
assume that
காசுவாக்கும்
there's
ஃபோக்கஸ்
something we
பண்ணுங்க.
can do to
பிகாஸ்
help.
ஆர்லிச்சினோ
Just
நியூ
say the
கேரக்டர்
word and
ஸோ
we'll take
ரீரன்
care of
சீக்கிரமா
it.
வரும். அது ப்ராப்ளம்
Okay,
இல்லை.
so it's like
காசுவா
this.
போயிட்டானா அதோட வருவானானே தெரியாது. ஏன்னா கிரானிக்கல் டிவிஸ்லயா போட்டு தள்ளனானா
Is that all we'll need to
கேரக்டர்
do?
பண்ணாலும் தனியா வரது லேட் ஆகும். கிரானிக்கல் டிவிஸ்
Should be a piece of
என்னை
cake for the
பொறுத்தவரை
two of
கேரக்டர்
us.
வைஸ் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா
Hi, my
80% ஸ்கேம்
it.
தான் அது. ஸோ கேரக்டருக்கு கிரானிக்கல்
Well
டிவிஸ்
then,
அந்த அளவுக்கு
guess
போறது
it's
நான்
about time we go and
ரெக்கமெண்ட்
find
பண்ண
some
மாட்டேன்.
evidence for all the bad
Until
stuff who
you
Terry's
have
been doing, right?
180 fulls.
Chiori said we shouldn't
180
disturb
அட்லீஸ்ட்
her
ஒரு
over the
170
next
fulls
couple of
இருந்தா தான்
days.
வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா
We
கிரானிக்கல்
can
டிவிஸ்
check in
பக்கம்
with her
போகணும்.
again once she's done
ஸோ
with her
காசுவா
new
ஃபுல் பண்றது
design.
பெஸ்டிங் ஸ்லாட்டா இருக்கும் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்.
But the show's in another 2 days,
நியூ
isn't
லெட் கூட
it?
வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா
Will
இன்னொரு
she be able to make the
தனி
deadline?
கேரக்டர் பேனர்லயே வந்து பார்த்தா வருவான். ஸோ
Well,
ப்ராப்ளம் இல்லை.
according
இது
to
நிறைய
her,
பேருக்கு
she
புரிய
wants
மாட்டேங்குது.
to first beat Uter fair and square at the show, and then defeat him in the court of public opinion. She said
Old
that
dragon,
it'd be
yes.
like,
டிராகன் நியூலெட்.
A two-pronged approach?
Courtesy first, confrontation second.
லெனேட்.
yeah, something like
எனக்கு
that.
இவங்கள லெனேட் தான் பிடிக்கும்.
Understood. Then we'll have
Cute-ஆ
faith in
இருப்பா,
her
பூனைக்குட்டி.
decision. We'll go make some preparations. See you at the venue in 2 days.
அந்த காது ஆடுறது பாருங்களா மண்டே ஆட்டும் போது.
Counting on you. Okay, then let's also do
Amulet,
as Chiori
yes.
said and meet up with her at Uter's
அதான்
factory
நான்
in
இப்போ
2
ஆர்லிச்சினோ
days.
ஸ்கிப்
We'll gather the evidence then.
எவ்ரிதிங் ஃபார்
I'm
ஃபுல்னா
sure
போங்க.
hope she won't
எஸ்.
have a hard time making all those new outfits
சேர்த்து
for
வைங்க
the
பிரதி ப்ரோ.
show.
ஃபுல்னா எடுக்கிறீங்க மாஸ்க் காட்டுறீங்க.
Oh, you're here.
Chiori, how are the new
அது பாத்திருக்கேன்.
You look
அது
kinda
பாத்திருக்கேன் நிலோ.
Just a few steps left now. I've handed the rest over to Alof. We should be able to make tonight's show.
Wow, that's cutting it real close. Are you sure she'll be okay without you?
Don't worry. I have no intention of giving ground on either front. With the fashion show scheduled for tonight, Uter has closed his factory. This is our only chance to secure any incriminating evidence.
Bro, meme-la tag பண்ணிருக்கேன். Okay, Pradeep, bro, நான்
Paimon
பார்க்கறேன்.
totally gets that this is all his fault and he totally deserves it, but wouldn't we technically be trespassing on his property if we just barge in like this?
His factory is usually open to the public. It may not be open for business right now, but that doesn't mean visitors can't stop by for a tour. We're just curious customers after all, aren't we?
Well, when you put it that
So, I'm gonna become Vel. Oh,
Anyway,
Vel
Uter's factory is
Kasiracha,
right
Vel
over
gamer
there.
Vel ஆவறாரு.
Let's hurry up and get moving.
why would he open a factory over there?
We have different marketing strategies.
Oh.
While I specialize in high-end custom garments, he prefers low prices and large sales volumes. I don't know. Maybe the rent here is cheap.
All right. Ooh, it's really creepy. Paimon would never choose to
110
buy
wishes
anything
வந்துட்டு
from
வேலா
a
இருந்தா
place
தான்
like
சேர்த்து வைக்க
that.
முடியும் இல்ல காசுட்டா.
You make a good point. Let's
சோம்பேறித்தனம்
all be on our
படாம
guard.
குண்டி வழியை பார்க்காம உட்காந்து ஃபார்ம் பண்ணாடே கிடைக்கும். எப்படி அங்க போறது? அட நீ இங்கதான் இருக்கியா? உள்ள என்ட்ராவணுமா? ஓகே. என்ன இப்படி சொல்றீங்க? ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. நான் எப்பயும் விஷ் வந்த உடனே விஷ் பண்ணிடுவேன். அப்புறம் எப்படி இருக்கும்? அவர் வந்துட்டு விஷ் வந்த உடனே விஷ் பண்ண மாட்டாரு. ஸோ இருக்கு உள்ள எப்படியே சியோரியை கொடுப்பான். ஸோ ஒன் டூ இது இல்லை டூ வேற என்ன பில்டே இல்லாத நீங்குவாங்க இங்க போறோம்.
Prepare to move out.
Awesome domain. Okay, பார்க்கலாம். ரைட்டா தான் அதுக்கு சரி சரி நோ சூசைட்ஸ். ஓகே கசுட்டா நோ சூசைட்ஸ். இந்த டொமைன் தான் சூப்பரா இருக்கும். இருக்கிறது ப்ரோ பார்ப்போம். எங்க சியோரி வச்சு அடிக்க வைப்பானுங்களா?
There really is nobody here.
Welcome, dear visitors.
Oh, Paimon nearly fell out of the air. What is that thing?
A mechanical guide. They usually use a recorded tape to give you a tour of the factory.
Please, follow me, dear guests.
இல்ல ஒண்ணுமே இல்ல. ஒரு பெட்டியாவது வச்சிருக்கானா? 10 கோல்டன் ட்ரூப்பா. நோப்லஸ் இவனுங்க என்னைக்கு ஒழுங்கான பில்ட் பண்ணிருக்கானுங்க. ஆல்வேஸ் நோப்லஸ். அண்ட் C3யா? C3 சியோரி. இல்லடா வரேன். ஒரு பெட்டி கூட வைக்காம இருக்கானுங்க. ரொம்ப மோசம் பையன்.
first stop on our tour is a look at the gradual evolution of our clothing brand. After that, we welcome you to peruse our most popular styles.
Uter seems to be doing pretty well for himself, doesn't he? Why would he feel the need to bother you when he could just focus on improving his own brand?
ஆமா.
This is the studio where our designs are made. Please take a look around at your leisure.
Yep.
ஏங்க
this
சியோர் வச்சு
seems
அடிக்கலாம்
like
மாட்டானுங்களா?
Uter's
அப்புறம்
workspace,
என்னத்துக்கு
all
C3?
right.
C3 நோப்லஸ்லாம் என்னத்துக்கு? நோப்லஸ்ன்ற ஓபி இதுவோ கொடுத்துருக்கான். ஓபி ஆர்டிஃபேக்ட் போட்டு கொடுத்துருக்கான். மை ஃபோன்ல தான் இருட்டா தெரியுது போல. வெளிச்சத்தை ஏற்றிக்கொள். Be right back. Okay.
These are the fitting rooms. Please use them at your leisure.
Huh? There seems to be something in this
பாவம்
fitting
பண்ணிட்ட
room.
மகனே.
Why did the door just close?
Hold on tight, Paimon.
Why is it moving?
நம்ம கீழே போய்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். Fortress of the Mirrorpedeக்கு போறோமா?
It seems to have stopped.
டியூக் எங்க? இல்ல.
Where did this
Fortress of
thing
the
take us?
Mirrorpedeலாம் இல்ல.
It seems like we're someplace deeper inside the factory. Pull it! Next customer!
ஏதாவது இருக்கா பார்க்குறேன். இல்ல. Hold on tight, Paimon. Yes. I thought Inazuma coaster room. நானும் அதான் நினைச்சேன். Inazuma போவோன்னு. சந்தோஷமா அந்த பார்த்தா இங்கேயே இது பண்ணிட்டானுங்க. சரி இருக்கட்டும். இதுவும் ஒரு ரீஜன் தானே.
Look out! There are guards here! The night is cold.
Charge! Rally! I'm going in! That's gonna hurt in the morning.
Hey.
I am the cutting edge of fashion. Ha!
51K.
You picked the wrong fight.
இவன் வந்து கேவலமான பில்ல 51K வருது. பரவாயில்ல. ரைடன் இன்னும் ஸ்ட்ரிக்டா இருக்கு போல. இருக்கலாம். த்ரீ பாஸ் டிராப்ஸ் எங்க? உங்களுக்கு ஃபுல்லா 3 பாஸ் தரணும். 3 பாஸ் தரணுமா? 3 பாஸ் டிராப்ஸ். இதுதான் டிராப்ஸ் ஓகே கசட்டா வரும். எம்மா ஏங்க நசுக்க பாக்குறானுங்க. இங்க மூன் வாக் பண்ணுங்க.
This place is filthy. Are the clothes from Uter's shop seriously made here?
Look over there.
Ooh, that water looks super nasty. Oh, Paimon can smell the stench from all the way over
Yeah, no,
here.
No,
And I was the one using unsafe materials, Uter.
So he was actually the one who opened an underground factory.
No wonder his clothes always felt weird to the touch.
He's been using all manner of tricks here in a bid to cut costs.
Yes.
Should the clothes made here even be worn?
Never mind issues with shrinking and
Paimon
fading.
adula thalli vidunga.
These materials can give you skin problems if you wear them too often.
That's terrifying. Let's take some photos right away as evidence. This way he won't be able to try and deny anything in court. All right, let's keep going.
Okay, let's keep going, Simon. Oh, மேல போறதுக்கு. Okay.
Huh? Doesn't look like there's a path here.
Follow me. Let's go up.
Kaching.
This place seems like some kind of warehouse.
Yeah.
Ugh, and it stinks too. Huh? What's going on? Our way in's been blocked.
Seems like he knew we'd be coming.
You did say he knew you really well, didn't you?
Yes. And that's because we used to be partners.
Wait,
Partners?
we at each other's throats. Now you're telling us you used to work together?
When I first came to Fontaine, we were both fledgling designers who longed to gain a foothold in the world of fashion. We shared the same goal, so we decided to work together. In the beginning, we both wanted to make clothes that would stand out from the crowd and shatter tradition. The kind of clothes that would turn heads and leave people in awe. But with every criticism we received, and every sponsor that rejected us, Uter's confidence disappeared little by little. Finally, right before Fashion Week, he came to the conclusion that we wouldn't be able to make the designs we always dreamed of, and we parted ways. For my part, I gambled it all and devoted everything I had to that 1 week. I came out the other side with something that really made me proud. I was nervous to present it, of course, but I knew it was my chance to show the industry what I was made of. In the end,
You received the acclaim of all Fontaine while Uter gave up on his dream and turned to making this sketchy stuff.
I don't know the exact details of what happened after that. All I know is, after I opened Chiori Boutique, he's harassed me every year since.
He's just jealous of what you've accomplished.
Vengeance will be mine போடுங்க. அவன் முன்னாடில இருந்து harassment தான் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்திருக்கான்
Well,
இவள.
let's focus on getting out of here first. Missing the show is as good as letting him win.
Chiori
There are
குத்து
some
குத்தி இருக்கா.
control panels over there. Let's see if any of those buttons do anything.
நடுவுல இருக்க சூஸ் பண்ணுவோம்.
Oh, that doesn't seem to have done anything. That didn't do anything either.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Explosion mode.
Don't waste my time.
Pull in!
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
My guiding stars.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Everybody stand back!
The night is...
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Look over there. Seems like there's a way out. Maybe we can use these mechanisms to get higher.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
எங்க போகணும்?
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode. Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
எப்படா போணும்?
Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion.
நோ. இல்ல போலாமா? அப்பா. எஸ்கேப்.
We finally made it out.
நான் அப்படியே மேலேயே போணும்னு நினைச்சேன்.
Why does it feel like the movement patterns of those mechs have changed?
Warning, warning. Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure.
ஐ. புத்தோண்டா.
Warning, warning. Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure. Warning, warning. Unauthorized
எங்கடா
intruders
போணும்?
initiating shutdown procedure. Warning, warning. Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure.
Victor Field. Oh, just என்னடா இது? Just எப்படி எடுக்கிறது இப்போ? அடே. Shit. மேலே ஏற முடியல. இங்க இருக்கு. இது மேல அப்பா ஏற முடியுது. இது மேல ஏற முடியுது. ஏறு. ஓ. எக்ஸல் காப்லெட் நைஸ். எங்க போனோம்? ஓ உள்ள அப்படியே போகணுமா? எக்ஸல் காப்லெட் என்ன வந்திருக்குன்னு தெரியல. அனமோ டேமேஜ் போனஸ் இல்லைன்னா டிஃபென்ஸ் இஆரோட இருந்தால் நல்லாயிருக்கும்.
We're finally out of that stinky place. Let's take this evidence and get out of here.
நல்லா சிரி. Hello guys, hi bro, SK Deepan, welcome to the stream.
Finally the entrance, at last.
Finally the entrance. Oh, இங்கேயும் இன்னொரு entrance ஆகுது.
Oh, those chambers couldn't hold you, I see. What a surprise.
We've collected a bunch of evidence on all the nasty stuff happening at your factory. You're not getting away this time, Uter.
The evidence on your person, you mean? What makes you think I have any intention of letting it get past these walls?
என்ன அடி வாங்குறேன்னு மட்டும் பாரு. சியோரி சாம கடுப்புல இருப்பான் இவன் மேல.
More mechanical guards? Really? Ever thought about using these funds for a legitimate purpose?
Oh, but this is a legitimate purpose.
What? Destroying Chiori Boutique? Or continuing to make your rotten rags?
Proving that fashion is merely a laughable farce. A carnival of ignorance!
You know what your problem is, Uter? You've become so obsessed with the concept of fashion itself that you let it paralyze you. Stop trying to cater to it. Focus on your own work and you get to decide what fashion means.
Spare me the lecture, why don't you? Sooner or later, you'll cater to all the voices too, you know. After all, what is fashion but another form of public opinion?
Fashion is about aspiring towards a certain ideal. But it's up to you to decide what it is. My brand caters to no one but myself and my vision. That's my ideal, and it's not going to change.
Well, once the people witness their former darling's spectacular fall, they'll understand how laughable that ideal truly is.
That's what you've been trying to prove all this time? Your jaded understanding of the industry is the reason you've had it out for my brand for so long? You weren't like this before, Uter. What happened to the man who wanted to make something that would bring the entire world to its knees?
He realized long ago how utterly naive and ridiculous that dream was.
You gave up on your dream, but that wasn't enough, was it? You had to find a way to prove to yourself that it could never have been possible at all. You think you understand, but you're just a bitter man who let his regrets dictate his choices. You regret giving up on your dream. So you stopped at nothing to prove to yourself that it wasn't the wrong choice. This whole thing, Uter. It's pathetic.
Pathetic?
And it's
Why
your
don't
attitude,
you take a look in the mirror? You're a fool daydreaming about taking all of Tibet by storm. Well, good luck doing that when even Fontaine doesn't have a place for you anymore.
You're right. Maybe all those who pursue their dreams are fools. But more pitiful still are cowards who are too afraid to even attempt what the fool is brave enough to try.
You...
Finally.
Yeah, just leave this guy to us!
No.
What the
You go
phone
instead.
for Raiden attitude? Yes.
But he has a gun!
It'll be fine. Just go to the venue and tell everyone to proceed with the plan. I'll deal with him.
Nothing?
Some lessons are best delivered in person.
Somebody on the
Catch up with us soon!
Florine. Florine வெறியா இருப்பா அவ
Trying
வரட்டும்.
to leave, are we?
நான் Florine க்கு வெயிட் பண்றேன். ஆடா. என்னடா கண்ணை காட்டுறடே?
I've held back all this time because of our past partnership, Uter.
Mommy misses mommy. Cut பண்ணிட்டா புல்லட்ட.
But all that changed after our tour of your factory.
Still trying to talk tough, I see.
வரும் bro காசிராஜா bro. But
No matter
இப்போதைக்கு
why
இல்ல
you've
வரும்.
become like this. If I may borrow the words of a friend, a guy
He
like
did
you
that.
doesn't
Okay,
deserve
bro.
my sympathy. Allow me to show you the true meaning of the Chiori brand. The Chiori brand represents more than a person or a trademark. It's a way of life.
Greetings, friends at Fontaine Fashion Week. Please feast your eyes on the extravaganza that Chiori Boutique has prepared for you today.
Chihuahua.
Brilliant, dazzling, and wholly unique. And
Waiting
most
for
importantly,
An enduring, never say die spirit. That's the true meaning of the Chiori brand. And now, let's welcome the thundering seamstress, Miss Chiori herself.
I thought she was gonna kick his ass. தெரியல. அது நடக்கும். I think so. பாப்போம்.
Lights, cameras, over here, please.
Bro, போங்க bro.
Let the show begin.
Oh. Lenny, hey, செமையா இருக்கா Lenny.
Fashion along with it, but
Lenny.
Chioria will remain the same.
Para.
No challenge is too
Navia.
great. Chioria caters to no one.
Chihuahua.
Not even the times.
என்ன போய் சொல்லிட்டீங்க?
Chioria
நான் என்ன
will
போய்
always lead
சொன்னேன்?
the fashion of our time.
Deepen bro.
Finally, let's not forget.
Word cutting.
Only those who do not give up on their dreams are worthy of this brand.
Oh.
Well then, I suppose all that's left to say is Happy Fashion Week, fellow dreamers.
Fuyo. நல்லா இருக்கு கட்சின்னு Only once, not daily. ஒரு நாள் விட்டு ஒரு நாள் bro. Live event. Hi bro, Joe bro. வாங்க welcome to the
A
stream.
little more to the left.
அவன் அடிக்கல.
Like this?
அவன் அடிக்கிறது காட்டல.
Perfect.
Phew.
Marketing quest
that
form,
looks
yes.
great! Miss Chiori, can I take a picture?
Of course.
I didn't know you'd make a brand new signboard.
I made it before Fashion Week. I figured it'd be best to put it up after the success of the show.
Well, how can you become renowned through all of Tevat without a fancy signboard of your own? The Spina's way ahead of you in that regard.
Now that you mention it, perhaps our magic troupe could use one of those.
Our signatures are the Grinmalkin cat and the Bogglecat box. Oh, and we need to add Pear as well.
Pear would need an alias, of course. How about... the Hangry Bird.
Angry bird. Hangry bird.
So, does that mean your signboard is going to be 2 cats and a penguin stuffed into a single hat?
Ooh, that sounds super snuggly and warm. And a bit cramped. Miss Chiori, I'm done taking pictures. You can expect the article in tomorrow's Steamboard, along with the evidence the traveler gathered.
தமிழிலும் போட்டாச்சு, இங்கிலீஷிலும் போட்டாச்சு.
It's my pleasure. Bringing the truth to light is a journalist's duty.
Going forward, feel free to custom order any accessories you need for Monsieur Verite. It's on the house.
Huh?
English better.
You really mean it?
Of course. The same goes for you too, Linny and Lynette. If you have need of any costumes in the future, just drop me a note.
What about something other than a costume?
Thank you, Chiori. It's much appreciated.
Well, I don't really need anything. Just don't be a stranger, all right?
I don't need anything either. So long as you continue to request my international courier services from Komania Express, we're golden.
Oh.
Actually, that reminds me. When will you be leaving, Kirara?
Chihuahua.
About that.
The Spina di Rosula has prepared a special vehicle for you, so you can just get in and we'll push it all the way out of Fontaine.
What? No, that's so embarrassing.
Ooh, do we get something nice too, Chiori?
Of course. Just hold on a second.
Story leaks பண்ணாதான் leak ன்னு
Disrupting public order at the show, appropriating venue lighting equipment without authorization,
release ஆவாத எதை பத்தியுமே பேசினாலும் leak தான்.
hosting a dangerous performance without notifying the authorities.
Chevrolet, we can explain.
If you come across anyone who matches those descriptions, please report them to the Special Patrol at your earliest convenience.
Enjoyed that, didn't you? You nearly scared me half to death.
Says the one who pulled that stunt earlier. How about you do me a favor and tell me in advance next time you're planning something like that?
And if I had, would you have approved?
No, but it would have at least spared me a whole lot of anxiety.
Well, I would say I more than made it up to you, have I not? A whole underground workshop in the Fleuve Sandra, and the man responsible all tied up and handed to you on a silver platter. Sounds pretty thoughtful if you ask me.
All right, I won't argue with you. You can have this one.
Well, friends, I would say we've earned ourselves a nice meal for our efforts. Let's go. Spina's treat.
I'll have to take a rain check. I've still got a lot of paperwork to take care of, so you all go have fun. Oh, by the way, Chiori, I ran into Vanger on the way here. He had a message for you.
I don't need to hear it. I'm sure the old fool used pretty much every apology in the book. I'll just visit him some other day and give him a hard time about everything.
Okay.
You know him well.
Thanks again, Zephyrus.
My pleasure. Oh, and one last thing. That was really quite an amazing show.
Oh.
You don't say.
All right. Follow me if you want in on the celebration feast.
நிறைய 5 stars இதுலயே
we're
காட்டுறாங்க.
leaving.
லெனி இவ நிறைய பேரை காட்டாங்க.
Traveler, Paimon, Could you go wait for me at that place with the
Chiori
view? I'll let
நிறையனா
Navi know
நிறைய
that we'll
இல்ல
be a little
3 பேர்
late.
காட்டிருக்கீங்க.
There's something I'd like to give you.
A place with a view? Oh, Paimon knows where you mean. Sure, no problem.
Perfect. I'll be right there.
Oh, அந்த பிளேஸ்க்கு போறோம். Okay.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, we didn't wait long at all. But what did you want to give us that you couldn't share right in front of everyone else?
Here. Take this.
Take this off. என்ன தரா? என்னமோ நம்மளுக்கு தரா.
Oh, wow! A brooch! And in the style of Chiori Boutique, too! Wait, Paimon gets one as well?
Paimonukka?
I've only made 2 for now. After much consideration, I decided to give them to you two. You've been a great help. Even when things were looking bleak, you stayed by my side. There were even times when I felt like I had to fight back and win.
Chiori.
Even if it was just to honor the trust that you had in me.
Well, we may have helped a little, but Paimon would say you deserve most of the credit. This result, it was all you, Chiori.
I know for certain that was not the case. I've chased my dream for so long that I've come to understand something. Apart from conviction and persistence,
Nilo, bye.
the thing that matters most is having friends who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. A single person can only do so much. Without all your help, Chiori Boutique could have easily fallen to ruin.
Well, Paimon doesn't think it would have ever gotten to that point. Not if you had anything to say about it. But, about the stuff you said at the show, you aren't worried it'll rub some people the wrong way?
Perhaps my words were a little pretentious, but they do reflect how I truly feel. I won't bow or scrape before any force in this world, much less any individual. I'm confident in the quality of my work. Create something beautiful, and there will always be people who appreciate it.
Well, guess there's nothing to worry about then. Should we go back and join them at the victory feast?
Oh, yes, of course. But before that, I'd like to admire the view for just a little while longer. You know, of all the nights I've spent in Fontaine, I'd say this is the loveliest by far.
Nice. நல்லா இருந்துச்சு கோஸ்ட்.